What's going on, y'all? So, what was this? Yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was watching Fences. Fences is currently on Hulu right now. I've seen Fences in theaters when it first came to the theaters, and I definitely enjoyed the movie thoroughly. But there was something that I really wanted to speak on that I found profound in the film. And that was the relationship dynamic between Troy, played by Denzel Washington, and his son Corey in the movie. And throughout the movie, you saw that although Troy, through his actions, the fact that he had fed his son and clothed them, he probably taught him skills, how to build things, and stayed hard on him to try to push him to be successful. He never outwardly expressed his love for his son. He never told him, "I love you, son." He never hugged him. He never showed much affection for his son, and that caused a rift between the son and Denzel Washington, due to the fact that yes, he didn't express much love for his son outwardly, and the fact that his presence was so big, he spent so much of his time sort of being an intimidating figure for his child rather than a loving figure overall. And that made me understand that there are a lot of fathers that come with a lot of flaws, a lot of faults, but at the end of the day, especially, and I notice this between the dynamic of father-son more than father-daughter, because I know a lot of men easily express their feelings and their love for their daughter outwardly, because we often view these relationships as more maybe fragile, or more because women need the love from their father, and women are more receptive. They need those. Most people feel like women need more of the nurturing traits than men, and I feel like this is not true. This is not true. I noticed that a lot of fathers they neglect to show their sons that outward emotion or affection that they would normally show their daughters, and I think that needs to change. I think that is what is leading us astray a lot of times in these relationships, father-son relationships, especially within the black community. We have this identity crisis, this identity that we have to all black men, and even men in general, we have to be these tough figures all around, and we just have to instill, especially, well, I'm gonna speak directly to the black households right now. We have to instill this tough love constantly within our sons. Fathers feel like that, because if you don't, they may not be strong enough to handle the rigors of society when they get into adulthood. If I stay hard on him now, if I show that all I gotta do is show that I can feed and clothe him, and I can put a roof over his house, roof over his head, and I can teach him these hard labor skills, then that's all the love that he needs. And that's not true. Some people say that maybe that's the love that most fathers know how to give, and I say that that has to change. Me personally, right? My father, like, okay, I have a daughter, right? I don't have a son, but I had my father in my life, my entire life, right? My entire life. My father, although he was hard on me, although he was tough on me, although he held me to high standards and he held me accountable for my actions, he never had a problem expressing that he loved me. He always told me he loved me all the time, especially when we have these deep talks. Even without that, when I'm leaving his house, he said, "I love you, man." He would apologize to me when he felt like he did something wrong or said something wrong. He had no problems doing this. He would hug me. He would take me these places, take me to certain events that I would like. He would tell me that he's proud of me all the time. I would hear these things from him, and that I knew I was secure in the fact that I knew my father loved me, and it made me appreciate my father even more. And I was able to, our relationship was strong. It made our bond, I think, stronger due to the fact that he expressed his love and his affection, his love and his affection for his seed. And I think that a lot of fathers, especially the black fathers, they more tend to do that for the daughters than the sons. And I think that has to change, man. I think all across the board, fathers in general, you need to show love and affection for your son. Not maybe it don't have to be the same way that you would do for your daughter, but they need to hear those same things. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm always here for you if you need me. They need the hugs too, man. I don't think you need to have all macho things expressed to a boy all the time. He don't need to just have that in him. He's going to get more nurturing from his mother than the father, but he needs some nurturing from the father as well. Like, he needs to have that balance. He needs to know that his father loves him and he's not just always getting lectured and not always being tough love, tough love, tough love, tough love, tough love. He needs to express genuine, just all right love sometime from the father. Just, I love you, man. Keep up the good work. I'm proud of you. Those type of words. Those words, me hearing those words were affirmations that my father, he definitely, he cared about me. He loved me. And like I said, it made my relationship with my father stronger, man. I talked to my father about any and everything. I didn't grow up in a household with him, but I was able to call him anytime. When I was in high school, I would talk to my father on the phone for an hour. We just talk about sports, talk about life. He would pick me up when he dropped me off at home. Sometimes I would stay with him. A lot of times he would take me to school, pick me up a lot of times. So I think that those relationship dynamics have to change. My mother was speaking on it and she was saying that some fathers don't know how to be affectionate. All they know is the tough love because that's what that was shown to them. And I say that cycle has to end somehow, some way. My father, he wasn't shown love outright. He was just shown tough love from his father. Shown tough love from a man from the deep south who all he knew how to do was pay bills and provide. And that was it. Wasn't really good at affection. But he learned when he became a father that he had to express he had to express the love that he didn't get and instill that in me to help me grow successfully. Now I grew with no insecurities or maybe doubts about my father loving me. I didn't have those type of insecurities or those I didn't go around with this chip on my shoulder like I guess my father didn't love me type of chip, or I didn't have no resentment towards him at all. I think I was able to navigate the world more successfully from having both nurturing and love from both my mother and my father. You know, so when I have a son, if God blesses me with a son, I will be able to do the same thing. And I think that, yes, tough love is important. It helped mold me to who I am today because, like I said before, he held me accountable for all my actions. And I'm very happy that he did because it taught me how to be a man. It taught me how to be a man at a young age and taught me how to provide for my child, my children, more children to come, my family that I will have. He taught me how to be responsible for that. But at the same time, I think that the love that I got from him was overall what made me respect him even more. I respected him that he provided for me, he provided for my siblings nonstop. But I respected that he was always able to show affection with me and always had no problem apologizing to me when he did something wrong or showing me affection or telling me that he loved me. And I think that is something very important that fathers need to do, y'all. Peace.